Whether you are a lover of romance, literary or historical fiction, these are my official summer recommendations, and I genuinely believe that some of these have the potential to become your top reads of the year. Everybody is losing their minds over this book. Cutest cover ever. This summer is your sign. Hi and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Kim and I'm talking about books. Today I'm going to share with you the 5 recommendations I have for you for this summer, and I think that these are not your typical recommendations because these are not all light cozy romances, but I will explain why I think that you should be picking up these in the summertime. And I will also share the 5 books that are on my summer TBR. Let's get into it. First up, I wanted to start with a romance book, Happy Place by Emily Henry. And I want to be honest, I'm not a very big romance reader, but during the summer months, I am also craving for something fun and airy. So I read Happy Place. And I really enjoyed this one. It's technically a fake dating trope kind of book between 2 exes, but what really made this book work for me is that this is a very strong plot about friendship and about growing up and about the expectations about the people who are currently in your life and the expectation that they will be forever. This book was easy, it is light, there's a lot of tension, there is yearning, and I believe that this is the perfect book to read outside in the sun. So if you are looking for a book that doesn't demand too much from you but still feels very real, then I suggest you putting Happy Place on your summer TBR. Next up, A Little Life by Hanya Yanagihara. Okay, I hear you thinking this is not a summer book, but let me change your mind. I know this is a heavy read. It's also quite chunky. It's very heavy on trauma. It's very heavy on emotions, and this book will take a lot from you. But here is my argument for reading this in the summer. I think when you read this during the winter time, this will add up to the darkness in this story. And summer will give you that natural counterweight. Because like I said, this book is very heavy. It's very dark on the emotional side. So being able to step in the sun after you close this book, I believe is the perfect combination. So that is the reason why I recommend A Little Life to add to your summer TBR. The next book is one of my all-time favorites. It's As Long as the Lemon Trees by Zoulfa Katouh. This also isn't a very easy and light read because it is set in a wartime in Syria and it's devastating. This book had me crying my eyes out, but it's also one of the most beautiful stories I have ever read. And no, this is not your classical beach read. This book will sit with you, and I think that is why this is the perfect time to pick up this book, because in the summer and during your holiday you have some more time, you have some more quietness, and I think that's the exact moment to give this book the attention that it deserves. Next up, The Woman by Kristin. And I will be honest with you, because this book will tear you apart. But here is why it's on my summer recommendation list. This book is set in Vietnam, in the middle of the jungle, during the heat, and I believe that reading a book where you can almost feel that setting will even make this book hit harder. So read this on a hot summer day. Let the heat be part of your experience. Kristin does not miss with her books, and this is one that will stay with you very long after you have finished it. And finally, The Song of Achilles by Madeline. This book is set in ancient Greece, and that alone makes it a summer book to my opinion. but it's not heavy on mythology because at its core, this book is a love story about true love. It's a beautiful and devastating queer romance. The setting is warm, the writing is beautiful, and if you have been meaning to read this book for years, let this be your moment. This summer is your sign. Grease in your hand, the sun on your face. There is no better combination. Okay, so these were my 5 recommendations to you to add to your summer TBR. But now let's talk about the books that I have on my personal summer TBR. I would love to know if any of these books have been on your TBR forever, and if you are willing to pick it up this summer, let me know in the comments below and we will talk about it. The very first book that I am desperate to read, and I have been seeing this book all over Goodreads mainly, and lately it's also appearing on Book Talk, and I am talking about Remarkably Bright Creatures by Shelby van Pelt. So lately I have been seeing this book everywhere, and it was already on my radar, but I wasn't that intrigued. But it already spent over 60 weeks on the New York's bestseller list, and there is a new Netflix adaptation, and I really want to read the book before I watch the movie. So therefore, this is my cue to pick up this book. And I know this is a story about a somewhat elderly woman, and I believe that she has lost her husband, and she works in the local aquarium where Marcellus lives. And Marcellus is an octopus, and he is also getting his personal POV in the story, and I absolutely love that. I'm also getting some kind of Free Willy vibes here. I mean, nostalgic, emotional, and this remarkable bond between a human and an animal. I have very high expectations, and I already have been seeing people crying over an octopus, so I'm very, very, very excited to start this book. Next up is a very hyped up book for the summer. It's Atmosphere by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I have been gifted this book as a book fairy, and I have been seeing this book all over Book Talk. They were telling that this is one of the best stories that they have ever read, so I am intrigued. But I have read multiple books from Taylor Jenkins Reid: The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo and Daisy Jones and the Six, and I didn't like those books, but I definitely wanted to give this book a shot because this is about a very strong and independent female lead, and well, everybody is losing their minds over this book. So I will definitely give Taylor Jenkins Reid another shot, and I also believe that I'm going in with the right expectations. So I will definitely report back to you guys once I have finished this book. The next book I bought purely because I loved the cover, Lost Lambs. I think this is the cutest cover ever. I know, I think and I believe that this has nothing cute in it, but I'm also kind of going in blind because I don't remember who, but someone I really trust in his recommendation said go in blind. So I haven't looked up a lot about this book. I know it's about a family, and it is something about a mother, and it leans heavily into weird literary fiction. But this is also going to be my wild card for this summer because I have no idea on how summery this is. But well, the cover feels summery, and I believe that's enough for now. Next one is the very first book in the Boys of Tommen series, Binding 13, and this has a little bit of its own story because I already started this book as an ebook, and I was around 20 pages in, and I had the immediate urge to start annotating this book. So I stopped reading the ebook and I bought Binding 13, and not only did I buy Binding 13, I think I might bought the whole series. And I know there is a new book out that's not yet here. I think Redeeming 6 or 10. I know there are more books, but now I have the first 5 books in the series. And I already started this a little bit, because I wanted to do some annotating in here. But yeah, I read 16 pages and I put it down. I don't know why, but it's on my summer TBR. And so, like I said before, I don't read a lot of romance books, but the summertime is the time for me to start picking up a romance book. So here she is, and I have very high hopes for this one because I have already read a few pages and I absolutely loved it so far. And the final book that's on my summer TBR is The Bright Years by Sarah Damoff. I believe this story is a very intimate and true to life story, and this story explores the impact of a tragedy that happens within a family on each generation that eventually will be restored through love. Well, this sounds amazing. This also sounds devastating. And as you might have noticed, I don't have those very summery, easy, bubbly, fun romance recommendations. So I think this book fits perfectly into my summer stack. And I'm very, very, very excited to pick this one up. So this was my full summer in reading, 5 recommendations from me to you, and 5 books that are on my personal summer TBR. If any of these books have made it to your TBR, let me know in the comments. And if you want to follow along as I actually really read these books, don't forget to subscribe. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.